Hey, welcome to Thursday night. This is the Thursday night edition of the RNS Virtual Town Hall. And Carrie, Kathy, how are you guys doing? We got the double C's with us here tonight.
Hey, hey everybody. Oh, I think you're muted, Kathy.
Uh-oh. Hey, that was my thing. Every time I do
There
a live
we go.
stream,
There you
I mute
go.
myself. Hey, Kathy, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. I think everybody's expecting us to be talking COVID tonight, but we're going to surprise everyone. We are talking virtual RNS conference, and we are
Yes.
so excited because it is going to be so fun.
Awesome. Yay. So, Kathy and Carrie, I can't believe it. We're a week out. And Barbara, you are so faithful. Thank you so much for joining our live streams every week. Barbara, we appreciate it. Definitely, tell us where you're from. Tell us
Hey,
hello.
Barbara.
We have a lot of updates that we're going to be doing tonight. And so we got a lot to get through. So, Kathy and Carrie, I mean, Kathy, it looks like you're on the virtual set, but you're probably
I
outside, right?
know.
I am doing this live in the park,
Nice.
also
Oh,
known as my
wow.
backyard.
Love it. Love it. And Carrie, it looks like you were put in the corner.
I am put in a corner of the office, the quietest place in the house right now. So, and it's raining outside. Otherwise, I would love to be out back.
I know. I would be dripping wet with sweat if I was outside. So from Florida.
Yes, it is a beautiful night outside in the D tonight, and I'm going to take full advantage of it.
Awesome. And so I'm Kevin Lyons. I'm the executive director of RNS. Have the privilege of being here with two amazing nurses that I get to serve as my role. Kathy Patty Resk, nurse practitioner, pediatric nurse practitioner out of Michigan, and Carrie Beach, a clinical rheumatology RN from Columbus, Ohio. So thank you all for being with us tonight. So next week we have this thing coming up, right?
Just this little thing.
Just a small little thing. I mean, when COVID came, and there I said the C word, there should be kind of like some type of sound effect or something.
Right?
Here we go. COVID. All right. So, so every time that word comes up, it just drives me crazy. However, back in March, the board and Lyons and we worked together, and we're like, you know what, the world is changing. And as the world changed, we have the option as a society to either adapt and carry forward the mission and vision of RNS, or to question and pause and hesitate and worry. And I'm just so thrilled for the board of directors to have the wisdom to say, you know what, we're going to go ahead and pivot. And there was that decision made back in April. And then starting from that point forward, it's been such a tremendous experience of moving this thing to a virtual environment. And we had something special go on last night, and we're not going to talk about what we painted.
Okay.
However, we did Paint a Picture virtual. We did a live run through with Paint a Picture virtual. If you've ever been to our conference on Wednesday night, it's a tradition. We do Paint a Picture with Leslie, and we said, you know what, we need to do a practice session, so let's make it fun, and we're going to do it with the RNS board of directors and the Lyons team. So, Kathy, Carrie, tell me what you think about that.
It was awesome. It was so fun.
It was amazing.
I thought it was weird that we couldn't see each other at first, but then it was actually kind of nice. No one could see my picture but me. And Leslie did a great job. I actually had my two daughters do it with me. They had a blast. Theirs looked way better than mine, but I can't show you because it's a surprise. But I think it was awesome. I don't feel like we lost any element of our Paint a Picture.
No, I didn't think so at all. Leslie was phenomenal. And, the camera angles were great. So we could see what she was doing with her paints and her colors and mixing and on her canvas. It was awesome. And then, of course, we had, the interaction with the chats going on at the same time. And, it just made it a lot of fun. It was just, laid back and fun like it is in person. So it was really nice.
So cool. So how we're doing that is kind of interesting. So when you register for the conference, and please register quickly, and you'll know why here in a minute. when you register for the conference, you'll be given access to a secret website that you'll go to, and that will be where you experience the conference. And the conference will be a live feed all day long. It's a live broadcast for Wednesday night, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And there will be a video, and there'll be a chat window there, and there'll be a lot of fun things happening, which we'll get into here shortly. But then also, as the RNS 13th Annual Conference registration or attendees, you are going to be the first people allowed into a brand new thing that we just launched called the Rheumatology Nurses Community, which is a private Facebook group on Facebook. That's a private group on Facebook where you'll be invited as an attendee to participate. So what we did last night is, and you can either watch the live stream on the website when you register, but if you're not, so if you're not a Facebook type person, no worries, you can do it there on the website. But if you are one, you have the special engagement where you can go on Facebook and there's chats going on and we're talking to each other, we're pulling up people's comments, kind of like how, Barb said, hello, very interesting. We're pulling up people's comments like that. We're texting in pictures of, where you're at in the painting process and popping that up on screen. So it's very interactive. And Leslie, like they said, Leslie did great. But here's something that's really cool. Paint a Picture this year is sponsored by Gilead Inflammation. And what we're doing when you register, this sounds like a sales pitch. I don't mean to sound like a sales pitch. We're just really excited about this. When you
Gilead, as in Gilead, who is saving the world right now
right.
with COVID.
And so when you
Okay, thanks, Gilead.
Yeah, thank you so much. And when you register, we're able to send you a complete Paint a Picture kit. So you're going to get a box, and you see here on the screen, you're going to get the easel, you're going to get the canvas, you're going to get 4 paint colors, 2 brushes, a plate. And you don't get the flowers and the candle because that's Vicky's. That's my wife's. She set that up, and you can actually see Leslie in the background there. So you're going to get all of that, sent to you, and we're committed to, even if you register by Monday or Tuesday at the latest, we can't guarantee it, but we're going to try to overnight those out and get those to you. But do us a favor and register early so you can get it. So that's just Paint a Picture. I mean, we have like so much more with Paint a Picture. So
and so just one thing about Paint a Picture. Now you'll see with the picture that you had there, there was like this nice little lime tablecloth kind of a thing. So that's actually part of the wrapping from it. And had I been using my noggin a little better, I would have done this setup because I was missing something to cover my table. But so you really have everything you need. You just need your glass of water to rinse your brushes and a little paper towel and, an apron or your painting clothes, and you're all set.
Yeah, we really try to make it easy for you, and and we encourage you, if you have kids at home or friends, you can go out and buy this stuff on Amazon, or you can buy it somewhere else. Make a night of it, because I mean it's really a special thing, and something that we're playing with the idea of is after conference. I mean, Leslie's doing such a great job on this, and one of the things that you nurses have a great opportunity for improvement with is self-care, right? Taking care of yourself. And so we're talking about maybe doing the Paint a Picture sometime after conference too. Now, we may not be able to send you out all the materials, but you'll already have an easel and paints and brushes. You just need to go get yourself a new canvas. So it's just something just a teaser on that's out there. So tonight is like FAQs about, or Q&A about annual conference, because no one has, or many people have never done a virtual conference before. So a couple of teasers for you is on Wednesday night. So we start, and I'm sorry, I'm looking over my glasses as I look at a TV screen behind me as I pull up the agenda. So on Wednesday night, the agenda says that we start at 6:15. We're about to adjust the agenda because 6:15 to 6:30 is the President's Welcome, and that's where Kathy's going to come on and share with us as we open up the conference and start. However, you're going to want to register and tune in 1 hour before that, because the conference pre-show every day is going to be 1 hour before the start of the conference, and we're going to start. Think of it as like, Good Morning Campers, right? So we're going to start with some live interaction. You'll probably see me. You're going to meet Katrina, which many of you remember Katrina from previous conferences. She has done a lot of hospitality pieces for us, and we're going to share with you what you can expect for the day. And we're going to we're going to answer some questions that you might have. We're going to have support there for you to make sure that you're ready when conference begins, that you got it all worked out. And so you can experience it and there won't be any technical challenges for you. But you're going to want to watch the pre-show for a couple of things. One, information. Two is yoga. So we got Julie coming back and she's doing yoga. So we're doing yoga, and every Wednesday is the afternoon, but every morning after that. However, after yoga starts the conference pre-show, and we have some surprises. We're going to have, a look back at RNS. You might see some people you recognize. You might hear from some people that you recognize. But we have a really fun thing. We're going to be doing raffles all the way through conference. And anytime we might see a pop-up raffle to where there's going to be Amazon gift cards, there's going to be some very expensive electronics that you can earn over time and so forth. So you're going to want to watch this because we're going to be giving away stuff, which is going to be super fun. And then we got the President's Welcome. We have Carolyn Jones with the American Nurse. I actually just spoke with Carolyn was it today or yesterday? Our days are getting blurred. She is so excited about doing her live Q&A. So I said, live Q&A, this is how we're doing the whole process. When a session starts, we have worked really hard with all of our presenters to pre-record the first part of their presentation. And so think of about 30 minutes, 40 minutes of content that they're presenting. During this time, you're going to have a Q&A, a live chat that you can put in questions that you would like to have answered by the presenter. And there's even an upvote on there. So if you see someone else's question, they're like, oh yeah, I need the answer to that question. You can press the upvote button, and that'll actually keep raising those questions to the top. Now, we can't guarantee we're going to answer every question, but then at the end of their presentation or the end of their video presentation, we are going live with them. So we're not giving you just a whole day of videos. We're giving you a blend, the best of both. We're giving you great educational content on the videos, and then we're going live. And I know that Carrie and Kathy are going to be a part of that as well in their sessions.
Yeah, that'll be phenomenal.
So it's going to be so good. And here's something else. When we do live, one thing that we always have to remember is it's live. And so, and it's virtual, and it sometimes breaks, right? And if something does happen, know that we're going to do everything we can. We'll get the feed restored. We'll get things going. We've had some great success with it, testing it over the past month or so. But I think we should have a culture of we just laugh and say, you know what? Hey, my connection dropped. I'll call right back in and we'll get you back in. So anyways, it's going to be fun. So that's how we're doing the live piece of it. At the end of the live piece, you'll see that there's these 5-minute and sometimes up to 10-minute breaks in between the sessions. Those are things that you're going to want to. We have an anonymous Facebook user saying hi from Charleston. Oh, I wonder who that is.
Hi, anonymous.
So we're going to break in and out of these the refreshment breaks. So we're not going to do raffles during the sessions, but we are going to do raffles and giveaways during the refreshment breaks. Not every break, but many of them. So you don't want to walk too far away from your computer. Another thing, and then I definitely want to talk with Kathy and Carrie about a few items, is we are going to have a point system. So every time that you go into a session, you're going to get a set number of points. Sometime later in that session, including our product theaters, there's going to be another button that pops up that's a bonus button that when you press that, you get so many points. Every day at the end of the day, whoever has the most points, probably the top 3 people, we're going to be giving away some great giveaways. And then you do not want to miss Saturday afternoon after the final session. We're going to go into what is this? I'm anonymous? That is not intentional. Now, it said before it's from Charleston. I have a feeling that
I thought we had a secret admirer or something.
I know, right? Reveal yourself. So anyway, so after we go through, all the way through the conference. At the end of Saturday, we're doing all the kind of the reception and the giveaways and stuff. So every day you're going to have. Oh, it looks like it is Karen. So that's Karen. Hey, Karen. I don't know why you're not coming up. You came up last night when you were on Paint and Picture.
See, I told you she should be blocked because her picture was just perfect. She was a pro. She's not an amateur.
Some of yours, and even Brittany's was like almost like, perfect. Like, those look like decals. Those aren't like brush strokes,
Right, right.
But anyways, there's going to be lots of excitement, and you'll learn more as we come up to it. So again, it's going to be a great time, as we go forward through this.
So Kevin, is it true that with the point system that if they get their picture taken with me, that they get a bonus 10,000 points?
In person?
Yeah.
I don't know if we can sanction that, right? I mean,
I'm just kidding, because it's always something at conference, with our contest. So people are grabbing me.
Now, this year it's gonna be different, right? I mean, we love.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. We miss being with each other. We miss seeing each other, and we believe that those days will come again. But we're gonna make the best of what we have at our hand. So there's going to be points for exhibiting. We have an exhibitor experience. We have great exhibitors that you're going to go to their exhibitor page, and there's going to be opportunities for you to engage with them. And we just can't thank our supporters enough. They've been so fantastic on converting this. Some people would think that we would have a harder time converting to virtual than they would. But what's so interesting is the pharmaceutical companies, they're highly regulated and highly legally controlled. And so everything that they've done has been just very painful for them, for our friends and reps, to come through.
Bad.
Yeah, let's see. Sorry, I have to put the readers on. Will there be this much laughter at the conference? Beth asks.
Oh,
absolutely,
Beth. Yeah, hi, Beth. I work with Beth. So Beth is another Motor City gal. Thanks for being on, Beth.
Hey,
She's looking forward to painting a picture.
Yep. Paint a Picture. We have a couple of great networking events. We have Paint a Picture on Wednesday night, and then we have the President's Award, or we can say Kathy's Award, and networking hour on Friday night. And so both of those events will not only be available on the conference website, but we're also going to stream those to that private Facebook group as well, so we can have some fun and interaction and interplay with that. So it's going to be great, and it's not just fun, but RNS is an ANCC accredited provider with distinction. And so education is serious with the board of directors and the educational committee and our nurse planner. I mean, and thank goodness for, Kim, Jeremy, and Brittany and everyone who keeps us straight on our educational process. But we also have always adopted that if you keep education fun, the outcomes are driven even further. And that's something that, the board has just embraced. And so it's okay to laugh, while you're studying about scaly disease and stuff like that.
Well, all of us room nerds, we all tend to work hard and play hard. So it's okay. It's all good.
Awesome. Here's someone that is speaking at our conference. And I'm going to play a quick video clip and we'll come back live. So we've, RNS is...
Name that speaker.
Oh, you want to go name that speaker? Okay, I don't have a title on him or anything, so I'm going to play him, but he's going to say his name. So, all right, here we go. Let's take a listen.
Hi, I'm Dr. Alvin Wells. I'm excited to be talking to the annual RNS conference and sharing what my thoughts on inflammatory eye disease. I know many of you work with the rheumatologist, you work with other physicians. You might be called on and say, hey, when does a patient with eye disease need to come in? And everybody usually put the mask on. It's like you're at a masquerade party. It's all mystifying. You don't know what to do. Well, I'm going to demystify inflammatory eye disease. I'll give you some clinical pearls. I'll give you some case scenarios that you use to help you treat your patients who may have inflammatory eye disease.
Dr. Alvin Wells, right?
Oh, he's great. I saw him do his inflammatory eye disease presentation in Maui, and it was great. It was great. Yeah.
Oh, Maui.
Very good. I know. I'm missing Maui.
Awesome. Dr. Wells, I mean, he's not only a great rheumatologist of an expertise in inflammatory eye disease, but he's also one of the leading rheumatologists out there with telemedicine. He was on telemedicine kind of like before telemedicine was cool, right?
Mhm.
And Kathy, I
Before
know,
COVID let everybody do it.
right? That's kind of like, we've always been a virtual company until, now it's like, everyone is. But no, Dr. Wells is a phenomenal rheumatologist, a great friend of the RNS. And that's even getting, I know with our board of directors, COVID has been heavy. All of you have had heavy clinical experiences or been stuck at home, not being able to see patients, gone to telemedicine, all of these transitions. And just the fact that for some of these rheumatologists that have very busy practices, took the time to come and bring the education, bring the presentation, to do the live Q&A. That's how much they value nurses and advanced practice providers. And we appreciate that. We appreciate that connection, for sure.
Definitely.
So you want to see another one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. You might know this one.
Hello, everybody. I am Carolyn Zick. I am a nurse practitioner and I work in pediatric rheumatology at the University of Chicago Hospitals, and I am one of the RNS board directors. I am going to be presenting at this year's conference on systemic onset JIA. You don't want to miss it. And you guys do not want to miss the conference this year. Listen, I know that we're all, in virtual land, but really we are going to have some great information. I look forward to the conference every year. And as I have for the last at least 7 years that I've been attending the conferences when I learned about the RNS. So guys, you should go online and you should register for the conference. And I guarantee it is just going to be a fantastic conference. And I cannot wait to see you. Everybody have a great day. Stay safe. And I will see you at the conference.
Isn't she great?
I love her.
She is.
She is just, that just makes everyone want to sign up, right?
Right?
I know. I want to go.
I hope you're there.
I will be there.
Kind of counting on that, Kathy.
I'll be there live.
So Kathy, SOJIA, is that just a pediatric topic?
Well, in the adult world, they call it adult Still's disease. So it's really the same disease, just if you're a kid or you're an adult. So,
Right. So is that a topic that the adult rheumatology nurses and APP should just avoid because it's peds?
no! Oh my
He's
gosh! How
getting
many
fired
times
up. He's walked right into it.
So
I'll tell you what. You know what? I've learned so much. I came to the board as the pediatric representative, and everybody else was adult. And I'll tell you, I learned so much about rheumatology from all of those guys about the adult world. And then now it's so interesting to see how much all those adult folks have learned about pediatrics, from me and my, interventions with it. And I wouldn't avoid any sessions because it's not peds or not adult, because I think there's something to gain from all of them. And you're really cheating yourself if you avoid sessions because you think they're just pediatric and you're adults, because you'll learn something. I guarantee it.
For sure.
Absolutely. Because what happens to the pediatric patients? They become our patients as adults, right? So
they do tend to grow up. Isn't that strange how that happens?
How you guys will push them and let us have them, but
awesome. So, all right, we have a couple more. Now, we're showcasing these on our Facebook page and all social media, actually, and that our presenters have been so gracious to be able to, give us these, these clippings. So, all right, so this next one, I think this is another Kathy favorite disease state. It's not Bashir.
I tend to have a lot.
All right, so let's take a listen.
Hi, my name is Hal Hoffman. I'm from the University of California at San Diego. I'm really excited to be part of the RNS Summit this year. I'll be talking about a topic near and dear to my heart called the periodic fever syndromes. Looking forward to you joining.
Awesome. Dr. Hoffman.
Oh, yeah. I love periodic fever syndromes. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's
And remember, several conferences ago, we had my favorite periodic fever syndrome in the world guy from NIH.
and his name was. I can't remember his name.
Oh my goodness. I got distracted with my dog.
It'll come to you.
I can picture him, and I have this beautiful picture of the
Oh,
two of us
Dr.
together.
Kastner.
Kastner, Dr.
Yes.
Kastner, thank you. Who did that?
Uh,
Yes,
Amy shot
Dr.
me a
Kastner.
message.
Oh, thank you, Amy.
Thanks, Amy. So no, Dr. Kastner, he was fantastic. And and Dr. Hoffman, he can be another favorite, one. I mean,
He is. You know what? I haven't met him, but I did watch his periodic fever syndrome presentation. Sometime last year, I did watch it, and he's very good. He's very good. I like him.
Yeah.
And periodic fever syndrome is another one that you adult folks should not miss, because often what happens is we will diagnose the child, and then it's kind of a, oh, by the way, same issue, or mom or brother or someone, and they end up going to adults. So it's very interesting. I actually had his periodic fever syndrome, and he didn't realize that he had a periodic fever syndrome.
Wow. I think
Kinda
you're breaking up a little
His
bit on
son
us.
did, that led him to his actual diagnosis, and it's preventing further renal disease.
Wow. All right, so we have another fun one. Then we're going to start talking about some other things about conference. So this one, now we've had the privilege of, usually it's myself and Taylor, our director of production, and Sadie, who is working with Brittany on accreditation. We actually sit and we are doing the recordings, and then we also not train, but we coach the presenters on how to come back in live. So we've been working with them a lot. And this next gentleman is a phenomenal rheumatologist. I believe he's also a microbiologist and an immunologist at University of Rochester. And he had the most fascinating presentation regarding the C word, COVID-19. And I think he's even one of the scientists that's working on a vaccine up at University of Rochester with it. And his perspectives were quite interesting. But what's so cool is he also looks like he's about, well, I'm not going to say that because his wisdom and experience far succeed, his age. I'll just put it that way. So let me pull up Dr. Christopher Palma.
Hi, I'm Christopher Palma. I'm a rheumatologist at the University of Rochester and a microbiologist, and very excited to speak at the RNS convention about COVID-19 and lessons we've learned so far, along with my colleague Monica Ritchie.
So he's actually doing a co-presentation with our beloved Monica Ritchie, which she's an amazing nurse practitioner, that's just been right in the front lines of COVID. She was deployed into a hospital setting, and her side of the presentation was amazing. And I'll give you a tip. So when you're watching Monica's presentation, there's an Easter egg for you. Actually, there's two. You have to see if you can find a swimming fish, and you have to see if you can find a white cat.
I love these puzzles. Are there points?
Wow.
Maybe.
Sounds like we're playing Pokemon Go.
I know, right? So, yeah, it was so cool. Her cat, jumped up on her bed behind her before we started recording.
Oh.
and stayed there and chilled out the whole time. And then I was like, "What's that on the left?" And I was like, "Oh, it's a fish tank, and that's fish going by." So, yeah, this is working at home, right?
This is, yep.
This is, yes.
So, but those sessions are just, I mean, they're really amazing sessions. They're there. And, and again, it's not just the session, but these, and some, we're not able to do the live Q&A for all of them because some of them, their sessions were so amazing, they kind of went over time. And so when you do a long broadcast throughout the day, if they go over time, you can't bump everyone else. But every session has just been so impressive, and we're so thankful for them. So another couple of pieces. We have, and I'm not sure if you are not an RNS member or not receiving things like our rheumatology nurse practice or our handling the hard questions, Looked like we just lost Kathy there for a second. No worries.
I'm still here.
Oh, okay. So once you, if you're familiar with RNS, we've produced a ton of accredited education and a ton of education out there, handling the hard questions, rheumatology nurse practice. I mean, and so our team has assembled a giveaway kit, which would be one of our premium giveaways at the end of the conference. And literally, there's a stack of content like this deep. Of all the RMPs, the handling the hard questions, our flip chart, and everything else. And and it's just like it looks like an amazing thing. If you're hiring a new nurse, you're hiring a new advanced practice provider in rheumatology, you're going to want to win that. And if you don't win it, you're going to scour our website and pull a lot of that education off of there for it. So a couple of other pieces. So first off, Carrie, how you doing?
Good, and I just wanted to back that up by saying I have actually saved, since I've become a member, I've saved all of my RPs handling the hard questions. So I know the size of the stack. It's sitting back here in my office, and I use it. I use those all the time for new nurses and for education. They're wonderful. They lay everything out in a very, easily digestible manner. So.
An interesting topic that we were talking about after our broadcast last week. It was Carrie and our immediate past president, Linda Grinnell Merrick, who we love, and her term is ending soon. We're not going to talk about that. So we were talking about after the show the challenge of when you have, how do you onboard new nurses and new advanced practice providers in the midst of a pandemic? To where there's social distancing, you don't have that one-on-one time. And it was this great conversation, Kathy, that we had afterwards, that we were talking about, what type of education is needed to give the trainer tools to educate those nurses and bring them up to speed when they come into rheumatology and the advanced practice providers, and what's some tips that we can give them. So it was a really dynamic conversation. I don't care if you want to expand upon that.
Yeah, I think what we were kind of talking about, like in our practice, I'm the education coordinator, and typically we do lunch and learns like once a quarter, and we can't really do that right now. Time constraints, social distancing, everything. Not as many people in the office, so trying to figure out a better way to get education to our new nurses, especially. Without having to, be in person. So we've, in our office, we've been doing just like some PowerPoint presentations and sending them out. But I think we can expand on that even more as a society and really get some good education out for even more of like a distance learning, type of situation. And I think we're going to be in this for a while. So.
Yeah, I think we are too.
I mean, it sounds like a good opportunity for chapters. We have a great, great chapters for chapters to kind of, and we just really, I think there's a lot of content that's in the RNS library, the RMPs and everything else. The chapters can pick up and do a virtual journal club. They can do some other things virtually. One of the things that's been an interesting observation from us as far as our, the headquarters of RNS is our nurses, the rheumatology nurses and advanced practice providers, and it's probably indicative of all nurses and advanced practice providers, you guys are busy. You're taxed, right?
We are very busy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And even it's funny, when this started, it was, in my practice anyway, there was like 2 weeks of very little work. Patients weren't coming in the office. We really weren't even getting phone calls. And now all of a sudden, we're launched into kind of this new role where we're just doing a lot of things differently. I mean, I'm scheduling more appointments than I normally would be because we have to have these conversations with who really, triage who needs to be seen in person versus who can do a telemedicine visit. So I feel like my role especially has changed so much, and now we are taking on more tasks. So it's a lot busier.
Wow. So one of the things I want to announce about the conference, and this is something that has not been heavily marketed, is we have a live virtual conference. And that's going to be one of the best ways of experiencing the virtual conference is during the live events, because there's going to be so many giveaways and so many things. You see all the product theaters. But we are also going to keep all of the content available for attendees for 30 days, and that's including the continuing
Mm.
education pieces of it. And we're making that adjustment because we know that it's difficult to take a week off work. It's difficult to be away from,
Right.
from a confusing situation with, time and trying to watch and learn while you're, going to the next patient. So that's something we'll be sharing a lot more of here, probably over the weekend, is how you can get this 30-day pass that, when you register for the conference, that you can consume that content for 30 days, and the CE, the accredited content, will be there as well. Because I think another interesting conversation we were talking with Linda about is, because we're not traveling and because we can't go to these in-person conferences, it's possible as nurses and APPs that you may be struggling to keep up with your CEs.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And so with that, the RNS website has tons of free CEs on it, but that's where we're like, let's extend this out and give everyone the opportunity to participate. In that.
Yeah, my nurse was really happy to hear that she was going to be able to register for the conference and access all of the information afterwards, because she's actually going to be on vacation during the conference. So it's working out really well for her. She's really excited.
That's so awesome. So awesome. Well, we've covered a lot. We got live Q&A with presenters, yoga, conference in the box. And the conference in the box, we might give some sneak peeks over the weekend. We have some really cool things in this box. It's office themed. So we're thinking, what do you need to put on your desk during, while you're watching and participating in the virtual conference? So the board did a great job selecting and approving a lot of these things. And so it's going to be great. You're going to also have some special things for the President's Award Dinner. You're going to have the virtual product theaters, which I have to say that the product theaters this year, they've done a really great job of not just presenting a deck that you've seen before or whatever, but I think industry has really recognized they miss the opportunity of engagement with the nurses and with the advanced practice providers and clinic. And they're really working hard on, what can we do to bring value in these product theaters so that we can foster engagement and we can give them the education so that, we can continue these relationships. So they've done just a great job on all of their content. We also, of course, have, the accredited education, which I'm so thrilled with our, our educational committee. Just there's a lot of things happening, and we're less than a week away from opening night.
Yeah. Yes, we are.
And I have like tree rings,
Are you developing a shake when we talk about it?
Pretty much. Awesome. Well, if there's no other comments coming in, we appreciate everyone being here. And I know this is super conference focused. Next week, we will have another live town hall broadcast, and it's going to be the conference edition. And we're hoping to share with you some of the updates. Oh, and also we have posters at the conference. You can't miss the posters. And the posters, we have the visual poster itself, and we have an audio that's going to be overlaid on top of the poster, so the creator can share with you the concepts, behind the abstract and so forth. That's going to be great. We, will have a Nurse of the Year award. We'll have all these other things at the President's Dinner. We're trying to take all the important things from annual conference and make sure that we don't lose the essence of them while giving you some new experiences. So we are so looking forward to you joining this annual conference. Stay tuned to Facebook. Stay tuned to the feeds that are coming out, the news. Also, we have Helio Rheumatology, who is our media sponsor and our media partner. Who they get nursing. They get the role of the nurse and the advanced practice provider in rheumatology. So we have some special things coming out with them as well. So lots of exciting things. So Kathy, Carrie, what else do you guys have going on?
I'm excited. I really am. I have to be honest. I was a little nervous about how this was all going to play out, but you guys seem to have done an amazing job. So I'm actually, all these little teasers that you've been giving us, I'm excited.
I know, it should be great. I mean, you guys have really hit this one out of the park. I'll tell you. When you started talking about virtual, and I'm thinking, Oh gosh, virtual. How could I sit in front of my computer and watch what happens at conference and not talk to anybody and not get up and walk around and just be by myself? And I thought, oh my, but you guys have really made it fun. It's going to be really good. And I'm looking forward to it. And I hope everyone out there is really looking forward to it too.
Is that your puppy?
It is. I'm sorry. He's feeling much better now,
Good.
which is good. But yeah.
I mean, this is virtual life, right?
Right.
Well, instead of barking just a couple days ago, he was coughing horribly. So this is the good change. A regular bark, I'll take any day.
Yep. Oh, for sure. Well, thank you. I mean, obviously, it's a complete collaboration with the board. I mean, if it wasn't for the amazing education and the content experts and the key opinion leaders and thought leaders that we have, we couldn't do this and stuff. It just become mechanical at that point. So, I believe the passion, mission, and vision of RNS is stronger than COVID. It's stronger than virtual life. It's stronger than anything else that's out there. And we're committed to making that happen. It's just like we're just going to do it. We're going to explore it together.
Absolutely.
So, awesome. And also I want to mention Helio is also the sponsor of all of the gamification and stuff. Like, remember how we had the passport, like you go to each exhibitor and you get a passport stamp? Well, this year it's going to be different. You're going to go to each exhibitor experience, which would be a page, and you'll get points. And those points will keep accumulating, and it's going to be great. It's going to be great. It's awesome. Well, any last words?
See you at conference.
Can't wait to see you guys. Can't wait to see you.
I know. It's going to be so fun. Well, so, Carrie, we're going to be kind of like what? Ryan and
Kelly?
Kelly, yeah. It's going to be Carrie and Kathy.
I think we will do a much better job.
I'm sure.
We'll be far more entertaining.
Awesome. Well, thank you all for joining us tonight. Stay tuned. Definitely go to the website, register. You won't regret it. You'll have 30 days of access to all the education. If you register soon and while supplies last, you'll get conference in the box, all these great goodies. You'll get your Paint a Picture in the box, a separate shipment for that. Join us for Paint a Picture. Great keynote presenter, Carolyn Jones. I mean, we're so thankful, for all of the people that came and rallied around this conference. And we'll see what happens. And we believe it's going to be fantastic. And hopefully it's going to be a great value to you. And we believe it will be. So, well, Kathy and Carrie, thanks for joining me tonight. And thanks for allowing me to join you guys tonight. I kind of crashed your show, Kathy.
That's all right. This is great. So can't wait to see everyone at conference. And then we'll get back to COVID. We need a little break. COVID is kind of daunting, and we just need a COVID break. And so conference is coming at a good time.
There we go. Awesome. Well, everyone, y'all have a good night. Thanks.
All right. Good night, everyone. Stay well. Stay safe.